The 2004 to 2008 F-150s are very capable off-road machines, but not so much when they're at factory ride height. Zone helped us fix that issue on our 2007 project truck with their 6-inch lift kit. This kit drastically transformed the look of our truck, along with making it much more capable off-road. To start this long install, jack up the truck and remove the wheels. We then remove the front calipers to start disassembly on the front suspension. After the caliper is tied up and out of the way, we remove the rotor. Now disconnect all of the brake accessories that connect to the brake hub, including the ABS and vacuum lines. We then moved on to the sway bar. It is easily removed by unbolting it from the stem mounts in the lower control arm and the mounts to the frame. Preparing to remove the front axle shafts, we took the dust cover off the center hub and removed the axle shaft nut. We then began unbolting the nuts that hold the front axle shafts to the front differential. Next, we attacked the front spindle assembly by removing the top, middle, and bottom 3 bolts that hold it in place. Since our truck has seen better days, it took a little bit of persuasion to break the front knuckles loose. Then the lower strut bolt can be removed, along with the top and bottom knuckle bolts. Now the front knuckle can be removed. The next job is to tackle the front struts, which are already halfway removed. Just unbolt it from the top and remove it out of the wheel well. The lower control arms are the next piece of the puzzle to deal with. 2 bolts attach them to the frame of the truck. After the LCAs were out, we moved on to the rear crossmember, which is held on by 2 bolts on each side. Next up is the front drive shaft bolts, followed by the front differential mounts. The top mount on the front differential was a little bit of a pain to reach, but with the correct sockets and extensions we were able to remove it. In preparation for removal, we placed a jack under the front differential before finishing the removal of the mounting bolts. After the front differential was out, we transferred the bearing and hub assemblies from our stock knuckles over to Zone's lifted knuckles. After everything was transferred, we marked up the rear crossmember mounts for cutting as per Zone's instructions. We then broke out the plasma cutter and started cutting. Now that the rear crossmember mounts were ready, we installed the new rear crossmember along with the new sway bar drop mounts. Next up are the differential drop brackets that install in the factory differential mounts. Then the differential can be reinstalled, followed by the front drop bracket that installs in the factory mounts. For the most part, we are at the point in our install where everything is replaced as it was removed, starting with the lower control arms. Once they are in, we decided to bolt up the differential skid plate. Next to be reinstalled are the front struts, but first the new zone spacers need to be bolted up to the top of the struts. After the top of the strut is bolted down, the bottom can be placed back into the lower control arm. Now came time in our install to wrestle back in the knuckle bearing assembly along with the front axle. Moving on, the sway bar can now be installed to the stem mounts and the new drop brackets. We then reconnected the ABS sensors and vacuum lines to the hub and tightened everything down. Also, the front drive shaft can be reattached to the front differential. At this point in the install of our lift, we decided to go through our work so far and tighten everything we could to the correct torque specs. Then we removed the old brake lines from the truck and caliper and replaced them with the new supplied stainless steel brake lines. This does mean that we have to bleed our front brakes after we are finished installing the new lines and reattaching the caliper to the rotor. With the front lift finished, we moved our way to the back of the truck to tackle the rear lift. Using a vice grip to secure the slack in the brake line, the new brake line drop brackets can be installed. Following the brake lines, we went after installing the new shocks by simply unbolting the top and bottom bolts and removing the old units. Then the 4 nuts that hold the U-bolts can be unbolted to remove the rear stock blocks. Then lower the axle and install the new bigger blocks in their place with the longer U-bolts. Lastly, install the new zone shocks in their place. Now that our install is complete, we threw on a new set of bigger wheels and tires to top off our new look. Overall, our truck now has a major off-road and visual upgrade from stock, and we couldn't be happier with the look. Some last words to say about the install: make sure all of the nuts and bolts are tightened to correct spec. This is a major installation and you don't want to take the chance of something coming loose. Check out our more in-depth install guide on our blog at stage3motorsports.com.